Hey, what's up guys? This is Xavier from MnMCS Shop and this is his WRM 2021 Lite version. First things first, big thanks to Kuya Miguel Parian for delegating this one. I'll going to be the official reviewer of the MnMCS Shop from now on. So yeah, shout out to you Kuya. Thank you for this opportunity and mabuhay po kayo. So, let's go to the review. Now, before going to the internal mechanism of the cube, just gonna throw up basic specs in the screen. So, it's a 55 millimeter speed cube with normal colors, no pun intended. The shades are just the same as the previous generation, nothing fancy there. Now, let's address the light version context of a speed cube. Well, actually, I'm glad with the existence of light versions nowadays, from Chi, from GAN, and they actually offer speed cubes affordable with a cheaper price, of course, without sacrificing significantly the customizations and performance there. So in the unboxing, you'll just find the necessary tools and accessories. First up, the box. The box isn't the regular MoYu hard box, which you can use as cube covers when simulating comes in your houses. So no hard boxes right now. If you want those hard boxes, you might want to purchase the original version, not the light version. So yeah. Next up, the screwdriver is here. The spring compression tweaking stuff, which you might not need because you can tweak it by fingers. That is actually good. And most importantly, the magnet adjustment tool. Now speaking of magnets. Magnets in this cube are okay. I mean, the magnetic system is okay. We've already seen this kind of setup from other cubes like the YJ or the GAN cubes, especially GAN cubes. They have lots of fancier magnetic systems. But yeah, in this cube you have 5 magnetic settings. Number 1 is the strongest magnetic pull, and the 5 is the other way around. Glad that MoYu implemented this one in their 2021 versions of Worm, and nowadays the cubers have the ability to tweak their magnets based on their preferences. So thumbs up to that one, MoYu. Alright. Next up, the performance. Performance of this cube is on par with other flagship cubes. Like, come on, it's 2021 now. Alright? So, glidiness is check. Stability, check with the help of magnets and significant squared off corners, unlike the 2029. What? 2029? It's 2019 version, which has bubbly fill in the outside. So, unlike those kind of cubes, this one is super squared off. So the corner carding is also checked. No issue with that. No fancy settings with that one. Cubes nowadays don't have corner carding issues compared to the cubes back in the days. So now let's talk about feeling, because I think cubers nowadays are more curious about the feeling plastic feel of a cube rather than the performance or the customization settings, because you know what, lots of cubes nowadays has lots of customization settings, so I think the feeling matters most. So I think it kind of has the plastic feel of GAN 11M Pro, but in MoYu's version of internal mechanism, or a combination of stable Valk Lite M, the Chi's latest Valk lineup, and fast GAN 11M Pro, if that makes sense. So I mean, that makes sense because these 2021 versions uses primary internals from the edges, corners, and even sensors, just like the other 2 flagship cubes from Chi and GAN. So I think that's the standard feeling of primary internals. So it's really, really highly recommended if you like the feeling of GAN 11M Pro and the Chi's Valk Lite M, which also have primary internals. Well, of course, you can't imagine those feeling unless you already tried those. So these are some of my example soles. Now, before getting into the actual soles, my settings are set in the 5th spring compression and 4th magnetic strength. I also dropped some Traxxas 10K and some Silk in it to control and retain its natural speed. During soles, yes, I can get my normal times, not because it suits my turning style, but more of like trying to adapt to it. Since it's an inherently fast cube, you are in full control of every turn, which if you accidentally turn it in a significant angle, you might get lockups. I mean, the friction between the pieces is there, the resistance is there to help you to control, but it's more of a feeling than a very significant mechanism because it has a scratchy feeling in it. Unlike other cubes, this is super glidey with a scratchy feeling. So, like, the conclusion is the plastic really feels like my GAN 11M Pro, but in MoYu's mechanism. Overall, I think MoYu is on the right track, making flagship cubes cheaper with a good quality through time, and it's actually the opposite of GAN. Come on, GAN, keep up naman dyan. And I'm really curious how MoYu pulled this off, like with quality but with cheaper price. And for the bad side, I think there are no bad sides included in this cube. Like, look at this, all sides are even and colorful. Just kidding. Alright. Okay, so overall, I like this cube, but MoYu is your friend who is late in the party because he decided to sprinkle some effort to his suits, but it turns out not impressive. I hope MoYu simplified the magnetic system. They could have put free magnetic strengths for easier tweaking. It doesn't necessarily to have 5 options there. I think it really feels like a first-gen magnetic system in a vast ocean of advanced magnetic systems, especially GAN cubes. This means that it needs improvement from generation to generation. But yeah, I mean, basically it's there, it's new, but not impressive. In conclusion, the WRM 2021 Lite version, especially the Lite version, is a very great cube with a very competitive price for the majority of cubers out there, but it's not gonna be my main, not because it's an inherently bad cube, but it just doesn't suit my turning style overall. So yeah. But if you're updated about Max Park, he's turning this 2021 version and he is just smashing down 4s. So if you think you are capable of getting a world record soon, yes, maybe this cube is for you.
Let's go.
That's for it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below and say hello. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Bye bye.